Chapter 23. Pechorad, 9th of March present day. Feeling less likely to gut the next person who glances in my direction after a sizable meal. Note, less likely does not equal no chance at all. We pay our bill and include a decent tip for our traumatized server. This is mainly to salve my conscience for soon pinching the dish towel draped over his apron strings, a quick sleight of hand as he bends to pick up the saucer containing the cash payment and bill. There's a possibility I might just need a dirty rag in the not-too-distant future. Isaac sputters off in his rust bucket of a Citroën, the vernacle stored in the boot within a heavily warded strongbox he had the foresight to bring. I feel some relief that even if the engine blows up on his 250-kilometre drive home, the box and, coincidentally, Isaac will both be safe because of the angelic magic surrounding them. It's getting late by the time we start the journey back towards Toulouse in the Alpine. We stop at a nearby petrol station and top up the car to full as it drinks down petrol like a lapsed alcoholic offered a free bar. Inside the station, I purchase a watery, bitter, burnt-tasting concoction that they have somehow mistakenly mislabeled as coffee, but I still buy 2 of them to keep me moving. As we're about to get back in the car, I feel a buzz in my pocket. The screen of my burner phone is dark, a lifeless lump in my hand. I fish in my pockets like a self-imposed stop and search until I find the offending item. The phone we took from the shit wizard's bathroom. Caller ID displays the same number that previously rang us. I look at Aisha. Her focus is on the phone, but she looks up as I turn my attention back to the mobile. Glancing back up at her, I see she has shifted her gaze once more to the screen in my hand, though, of course, she raises her head back again as I lower mine. I puff my cheeks, clicking my tongue, then decide the whole thing is ridiculous. Time to get on with what needs to be done. I push accept and put the phone on speaker. PD, just the man. Would you believe we were just talking about you? I know my mannerisms annoy the hell out of him, but he's had us on the back foot since the get-go. Anything that gets his back up might also knock him a little off balance. Had we not already found the veil, I might be concerned about irritating him enough to hurt innocence, but we are in the end game now. It's worth trying to throw a spanner in the works, at least. That's the idea. His cold, dead fish tone comes through, arthritic vocal cords not dispelling the deadly nature lingering behind them. I would have been incredibly surprised and almost disappointed had you not been, Mr. Bonhomme. I have somewhat elevated expectations surrounding you and your partners, and I do so hate to be let down by those I work with, whether willingly or otherwise. No need to worry on that account, P. Diddy. We are golden and down to fucking get the job done. Crudity is an ignoramus's refuge, but it is neither distressing nor distracting. I didn't ring for a bit of banter, as you would put it, but for a status update. Where are you with the recovery of my item? Of course, I could act like we still don't have it, stall for time, but again, all that's likely to do is lead to dead civilians. There's no advantage to be had from buying a few more hours in blood. None that would outweigh the likely loss of life, anyway. We have secured the package. I repeat, we have secured the package. I don't feel like I am making headway with my clowning, but I might annoy him into giving something away. It might also, at some point, cause him to underestimate me for the idiot I'm currently presenting myself as. I desperately hope I'm not exactly that idiot, and can take advantage of said moment if it arrives. And, despite my previous comments, you continue with your pointless attempts, Paul. Truly, you never change. I assume you are still near Astang. My mood plummets. With the velocity of an elevator with a cut cord, I smash into the bottom at a rate of knots. If you know where we are, you presumably knew where the vernacle was. Why didn't you just tell us or recover it yourself? The reason is the same as why I don't need to answer your impertinent questions. My reasons are my own, and my commands are to be followed. Nothing else requires further clarification. How do we know you actually have Jacob, or even that he's still alive? I do not believe you to be ignorant or asinine, any of you. Surely you have discussed possibilities as to how I might have control over Nanael's power. I am not inclined to reveal my whys and wherefores like some overblown theatrical villain. You will bring me the vernacle. In exchange, I will provide some of the information you try so desperately and unsuccessfully to worm out of me during our conversations. Aisha's expression reflects my own dour internal emotional landscape, but I don't think either of us sees any alternative. We have to continue playing along, at least for now. Where do you want to meet then, so we can make this trade-off? To the south of Astang is the castle of Grimond. Not much further south in the same direction, you'll find a road to the left called Carrier du Caperon, with a signpost for the Pont de Grimont. The bridge isn't as old as either of us, but it's still a remnant of a forgotten time. It seems an appropriate rendezvous point. It should only take you about 15 minutes. Do remember to bring the vernacle along. I would much rather play nice than resort to metaphorical fisticuffs, The line goes dead, and I turn to my companion, my frustration levels beyond boiling point. Who the bejesus is this fuckwit? How does he know so much? And how is he managing to keep us so spectacularly in the dark? Either way, he's been staying a step ahead of us the whole time. Doesn't seem to be changing that himself anytime soon. So how do we change it? Now's the time to break out that fantastically intricate and detailed plan you've been working on, Paul. I pull out the server's dishcloth I stole and wave it unconvincingly in her direction. Tell him this is the Veil of Veronica? We're fucking doomed. She shakes her head in disbelief, but the fire in her eyes only burns brighter. Aisha Kandisha always does like taking on impossible odds.